Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for a deadlift day, but a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos. Please remember to click like down below, be greatly appreciated. I already put up the preview and I got a lot of comments on this. Pretty much positive stuff. Some people are like, oh man, closing in on 600, except I've already hit 600 4 times in the last 7 months. These are training matches, guys, and I'm just ramping up to hit the lifts that I want to hit in meets. I kind of have my road mapped out for what I want to do at the next 2 meets. And I don't want to max. I don't want to go 100%. I want to win. I want to break records. I want to get practice for Worlds. And I want to take at least one world record at Worlds and walk away with a gold medal. Okay, that's, competing to win. Not competing to do my best. Because sometimes 100% of your best with the injury risk isn't worth it if you don't have to go 100% to win. Okay, we have to have that mindset. And you do whatever it takes to win. Compete to win. You're not competing against yourself. Unless you're the world record holder. Then you're competing against yourself. So I did a nice, good 560. Overall happy with it. I kind of know where my weak links are on the movement. What I need to train. And, if anything, I'm kind of like, it feels like a little bit of glute. I almost feel like I'm getting some glute weakness there. I feel like I'm doing enough glute work, but it's like maybe we need to get some reverse hypers back in. Okay? Maybe we need some reverse hypers. Might not be a bad idea. Because it really wasn't hamstring limit. Right? It was glute. So, reverse hypers do a lot for my glutes. Something to think about. On my squat days also, do I need a little more glute focus? Something I'm going to have to think about. And something else I did with today after this 5x5. I just did a quick 5x5 with 405 after the training max. Again, I get good hypertrophy out of this. I'm also having to debate how much back work I really need, like lat work and stuff. Because I can push chins really hard once a week. Right? I'm going to do curls with them because I feel like my biceps are limiting my chins. And that may be enough. And I might come through some of the mornings and alternate between the ab work and the other chins. Just some of my days on camera. Just to get those AMRAPs because I like them. But I may not need to overdo it. I might need to save some of that recovery. So I may not do the weighted chins on squat day. I might need to be thinking in terms of glute work. Okay. Do we need a little more glute work on squat day? And also, do we need some glute work that's easy on the hips? Like, I don't want to add more wide stance squatting. And that's the other thing. I'm realizing more and more. I probably don't need more than 5 to 6 sets of any given movement in a week. It's kind of what I talk about of, what's the minimum amount of work I need to keep getting stronger. That's how I have to think as a master's lifter. So, that's why it's like, 5 sets of bench, squat, deadlift. I might even need to do my weighted chins that way, even though I like to treat those now as a primary movement, 5 sets. And then work the weak links to them. I just like my benching, I know where my weak links are on that wider grip bench. Get my 5 good work sets in after the training maxes, and then what do we want to do? Work those weak links. Well, it means I need to do curls for the chins, and I don't need to do just tons and tons of chins. I don't know that I need 10 sets a week. I don't do that on anything else. But I will need to watch things like hip inflammation, so I might have to add some extra glute work. My squat days really just might be, the 5 sets of belt squats. Part of me wants to go back. My shoulders are good enough to do normal back squats. But I might be better on the recovery just doing the belt squats because I do so well with them. One of the things I've got to think about. And I might do that. Might go that route. Okay, it might be worth going that route. Do I need to do some hip thrusts? Do I need to do some glute bridges? Again, we would argue with the squat's better. Yeah, but the squat also, how many sets can my hips handle? And if we're getting a new angle and I start looking at, if I feel like right past the knee is where I'm slowing a little on those deadlifts, and my back is an extension. I don't do a thoracic rounding. We need more glute. I may be at a point where glutes are limiting my deadlift, and it's that lockout spot. Right, it's that last third of the movement. Well, we might need to do some hip thrusts, and hip thrusts carry over to my squats pretty well if I'm squatting. There's a secondary lift. So something I'll think about. That might be the route that I need to go. And of course, my glute ham raises. That'll be the route that we need to go. We'll figure it out next squat day. But I definitely need this work right here. And I'm kind of turning this more into a back day. Yes, I understand that the deadlift is a posterior chain movement, but we're really turning this into a back day, because if I want to get more posterior chain and hamstring, I do it on squat days. Because this is really a back day for me, because I do get a lot. We could argue about deadlifts and lats and all that all we want. I get a lot of activation there. I feel it. Is this a complete back and bicep day for me? Yeah, absolutely. 5 sets of deadlifts, not counting the training max. 5 sets of chins. That's a real point of contention with people. Does it count as lat work? For me, it does. I think it does. So then I do my chins after, and my lats for delts, biceps, grip training. But I'm stronger at pull-ups and chin-ups. Now, part of that is because I'm going into the dead hangs now all the way down. I'm getting the deep stretch at the bottom. Seems to be working good for my shoulder health. What was the issue we had before with some of that overuse? In the first couple reps, I'm a little bit using stretch reflex, and I try to really, as I get further in, remember to stretch at the bottom, go to the dead hang. And yes, that is my full range of motion. That came up with a benching, and people were like, well, painful? No. That's my full range of motion. That's where my joints hard lock. And there's nothing blocking it. It's just my bone structure. That is my hard lock. All right? And I've proven it sufficiently to judges of the USBA. They accept it because I've shown them. Look, this is my arm lockout. That's what I can do when I unrack the bench. It looks the same way. It's not partially bent. That's otherwise I would get hurt trying to unrack it with bent elbows. They're not bent. So it's just funny. People don't get it. And you have to explain it over and over, and then people want to argue. It's because they don't know physiology. They don't understand the anatomical differences in different people's bone structure. We have different hips. We have different elbows. But again, a lot of back work for me today here. I felt all of it. Felt a ton of bicep. And I'm trying to just slowly work these up. 5 sets of 5. The curls, I haven't done curls in a little while. They were hard, and my first couple sets looked like crap. I cheated more than I wanted to. They were uneven, but then as I got further in, I got more used to it. I'm like, okay, I can do them correctly. Because I do want to go all the way up. We want full range of motion. Notice I go to the face. I get all the way down to the bottom. I lock my elbows out as far as they'll go. I want to stretch at the bottom. Why? The bottom stretch is where we get the most activation. At the top, that is one of the functions of the bicep. That rotation to the shoulder is one of the functions of the 2 heads of your bicep. It's actually an important one. So we get that on the chins and we get it on the curls. So the curls will help bring my small biceps up. They'll help with my chins. If they're the weakest link in my chin up, if my biceps get stronger, it'll help with that. And it's one of the reasons I'm doing a little bit lower reps here. Right? Working on mechanical tension. Do a lot of 5s these days. A lot of 1s, a lot of 5s. And I've been doing that on most of my stuff. I'm happy with it. I'm going to keep doing it that way. But overall, good workout. Happy with today's training. Seeing a little closer where as we're ramping the weight up closer to a max, we're seeing where the weak points are. And they're a little different than they used to be. So I'm starting to kind of realize, things like my glutes need to come in. If my glutes are weak on my deadlifts, are my glutes also weak on my squats? Probably so. Maybe what's limiting me. Maybe that's why I'm not squatting 600 ass to grass right now. So maybe we need to fix it. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time. And of course, this last set, was a little stricter, a little cleaner. I've got to keep working on doing curls again. So, like I said, I'll talk to you guys next time.